put no context in. And I be amazed watching people. I'll be like, what the fuck? You just poke your shit every day.
You be raw dog and Vazine. No mirror, no nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I don't know. Something about just poking yourself in the eye. I don't know.
Now, when I first started doing it, I was fucking up.
I ain't never did it, but shit, I think we rolling. Welcome back to the To Be Fair Show. I am your host, Johnny P.
Over here, real.
It's Q.
And we back. Want to thank y'all for joining us again. Got another decent episode lined up. Some shit didn't happen in the community. We're gonna talk about it. Before we get into it, I want to tell y'all to follow us at the To Be Fair Show. We on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Hit the notification button, comment below, tap in with us. We appreciate y'all for being here.
All right, now for the diddler.
The diddler. He did it.
Damn sure did it.
Where y'all want to start the conversation at? I guess would it be initial reaction to the video breaking? I guess to set it up, did he forecast like the video drop? Because he was just on Instagram and he posted "Time Will Tell." Like I think it was like early in the week. That was his only post. "Time Will Tell." It was supposed to be hinting at, I guess, like time will tell that he was a good man. And the video dropped.
Got him.
And I don't know. I guess I'll toss it in there. What do y'all think? Initial reaction thoughts.
I seen Tony Baker say something about that. Like, if you know the stuff that you did, like it's possible videos. Why would you go trying to lie? Because when the truth come out, it just make you look worse. So it's like you try to cop a plea, and it's video footage, and I'm pretty sure it's more out there.
I'm pretty sure it is too.
Oh, yeah,
pretty sure.
Nah, that's tough. I mean, what else? If he knew this shit was gonna come out, so I don't know what else you're supposed to do except like apologize and he knew it was probably gonna come out. I
don't think so. I don't think you make those statements.
I don't think so either.
If you know it's about to come out.
Nah, he thought he was about to get away with that shit.
Yeah, I think
I mean, like he like if you understand I guess a little bit of the background would be that he did buy the footage from the hotel.
That's what
I wonder if like they might have like confiscated this inside one of them raids or something like that.
I was thinking that too.
But no, he did try and buy it. He obviously made Cassie sign the NDA with the whole little thing. So in his mind, I'm sure he found his way of kind of making sure, I can still be brother love.
Brother love.
brother hate.
The crazy thing, so like y'all know, I don't really watch the videos up front, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to watch this because I know we're gonna end up talking about it. And I'm like, bro, this nigga hop out the shower, I guess, runs down there, and like it just, and then like I've heard on Vlad they talk about it a lot. They pretty much say that they had an abusive relationship going both ways. But it's like that footage just, and then that footage is just
you
like,
said on Vlad they said Cassie. Who's on Vlad?
So
team?
Vlad he actually referenced this every time because the Diddy Jones been like one of the topics he asks everybody every time they come up there, and he was saying that through, I don't remember who he said it, but he was saying that like it was pretty much told that they have an abusive relationship on both sides. You know what I mean? Like they both of them hit each other is what I'm saying. And which that doesn't, I'm not giving this nigga a plea at all. At the end of the day, your ass deserve to get, punished to the extent of the law. You deserve whatever is, whatever the maximum of it, which as I was looking at, it's like domestic violence. It's like, what is it? 60 days up to 100, was it 120 or up to 6 months? I think it was.
So not that much, pretty much.
Right. And so like, I seen a lot of people saying like, he's done after this. It's like, he's not really done after this because this has nothing to do with...
I don't think that they're talking about like
jail time. They're talking about just his public figure.
But I was
just the public perception of his...
The thing,
like, I don't think he can be charged criminally for this because of the whole...
Because the NDA, Joe.
This is part of what's already in them papers, them documents that is going against him. This is just part of it.
Yeah.
It was already in there. It's just everybody now seen it.
Yeah,
they were saying also that she's going to be a part of the actual charges because they were saying that even though she signed the NDA and all of that the prosecutor, they still can. She's actually still going to be a
witness.
Yeah, she'll still be a witness on the stand for the main case.
Well, yeah,
that nigga passed out. What was it, like 50 million for nothing?
Yeah.
Well, that's the difference. There's criminal court and there's civil court.
Right.
Yeah, you can pay Cassie to shut up and not say nothing, and she won't do that. But that don't mean the prosecutors eventually, like, and what happens is they get evidence. So this new footage coming out, that's evidence that a prosecutor can use and make a criminal case against Diddy for, you know, assault, domestic violence, and that has nothing to do with Cassie. So yeah, them 30 mil, 50 mil, whatever it was, gone. Like that, and that's tough. And I know that's probably where he's sick at the most.
Oh, yeah, like he already responded.
You paid that money, and you still gonna end up in jail.
Oh, he said she responded. What did she?
She was responding to his apology.
Hold on, save that. Let's watch the apology first, and then we can, because I haven't seen the apology.
Gotcha. Well,
what were you gonna say?
Yeah, before we dive to go into the apology, I guess I do want to like focus on like the thing though. I think that me watching that, I thought that it was crazy. Like the concept of like, one, he didn't just hit a woman. He stumped her in public. I can't, like, I don't know if I've ever, like, he not even stumped, like he kicked her. Because even like stumping is different than kicking. Like kicking is like, it's just wild. But then like to me, the delusion of grandeur, and I guess to me it's almost like invincibility to do that in public. Like, niggas be beating women behind closed doors for like years and years. Like, this is during the daytime at a hotel.
A nice hotel.
Yeah, like
of his shit. And
he was doing it at the elevator. Yeah. It's not even like the elevator couldn't just open up and somebody see the shit.
And then something too, did you seen her body language? She already seemed like defeated too. Like it was like OD. Like
she looked like she was trying to escape.
She was. It was like
that nigga was like, oh hell no.
That was just tough.
You think he gonna run away from me?
It was crazy. And I mean, like, if you continue watching it, like there's the part where I guess he's over in the corner, and like they referenced this in the documents, but like he was literally throwing like the vase from the hotel ladder and
oh hell, I didn't see all that.
It's when he was sitting in the chair.
I ain't see. The only thing I seen is the last part. You know, I don't really like looking at shit like that. I seen her like dragging her back. Yeah, and then after that, I just stopped watching.
That is him sitting. It's still inside that hotel little area,
hallway joint.
Yeah, and he's throwing like the little vase and shit at her.
Oh, this nigga. This nigga. Come on, bro.
And yeah, to me, one, again, I do think that it ends up like lending credence to pretty much any and everything that he's been blamed for. It probably could be true. And that's like from, like, he had so many wild accusations.
Facts.
And I think that sometimes we get lost in the idea of like no Diddy, and like we focus on like the homosexual shit.
Oh yeah.
In which like he's actually accused of way worse shit than just having like men fuck his wife.
And some
like he
parties,
like from the cover-ups to him shooting people to like the death of his wife miraculously when she was supposed to have the tell-all book.
Then the blowing up a Kid Cudi car.
Like niggas just
plenty of shit.
To where like just think about the delusion of grandeur and invincibility that he has to operate in real time with.
Yeah.
And that's a scary motherfucker to me. Like a nigga that has all the power and resources and yields it in that.
It sounds like the same shit like Donald Trump. I could shoot somebody in downtown. You know what I mean? Shoot and get away with it. Like it's like the same thing. That idea of having such power. You know what I mean? That you can pretty much make anybody and treat anybody any kind of way.
Did y'all ever see Get Him to the Greek, the movie he was in?
Yeah,
with Russell Brand. I thought that was the real him when I seen it.
He wasn't acting.
That was the real him. He wasn't acting. I was like, he's acting too good to be acting.
He wasn't.
So what was his character in the movie? I remember you bringing that up before.
He was
Diddy.
He was Diddy.
He was basically Diddy.
He wasn't named Diddy.
But he was real aggressive and shit like that. But I think last Halloween he had like a little thing. We was caught on camera, and he was playing the part way too good.
Way too good.
So what y'all think? Because like, you know, the Biggie joint, you know, they still have like the idea that he set big. You know what I mean? He put the whole thing into play as well. Like
I think like
anything's possible at this point.
Now, when you understand the level of like invincibility that he's operating from, the truth would be that it comes from him getting away with some things.
Facts.
For sure. What those things are, who knows? And we maybe like the story, like in his words, time will tell exactly what those things are. But clearly, like it has to be like a build up for a person to get that level of ego.
Yeah, that's why there was another thing he said a while back. When Empire was on, if anybody watched Empire
at all,
Lucius
he said they like stole the story.
They stole his story, and I was like, okay, if you're Lucius lying for real, and they really stealing your story, you should have trash nigga.
You should have kept that to your fucking self, bro.
Hey, shout out Terrence Howard. He might have just saw physics, but we'll get to that a little bit.
Yeah. But I do think, though, I was sitting there thinking about it, like this kind of goes along with the Drake thing, like as far as. They'll sit there and you have these people who coming out and they like, yeah, they're lying on me, but then they have years of evidence of stuff that just shows
a trail of it.
It's a trail of evidence that's just here.
Yeah.
And I put this, like, because it's probably not even something that he thinks about at this time, because like he believes that like he legit like believe, because to walk out like even in the public, but bro's in a towel,
right?
Like you literally didn't think of anything. You just saw red and you went and was seeking.
The worst part about
like that's the like one of the crazy, like to me, if you got away and I'm in the towels, like whatever. It's like, but like to go and follow somebody, be butt naked basically in public. It's like you was wild, but you not thinking at all. You not using the brain. Like this shit's cut off.
It would have been Diddy. Anything could have been. We naturally think, oh, it's just coming out the shower, but like that could have been anything going on. Knowing this motherfucker.
Well, true.
This motherfucker could have been doing anything prior to running out of that motherfucking room, bro. It could have been anything, bro. Sis, bro, diddling around, guys.
Yeah. And I think you said seeing red. That was something that I sat and thought about when I was looking at it, though. Where, again, I haven't seen anybody get abused or anything like that, nor have I, been a part or witnessed it. But my assumption is that, like, if a person's seeing red, it's a quick moment, and then hopefully, like, they're remorseful and they get out of it. To me, it seemed like he stayed in that for like a long duration of time. Like, he hit her, kicked her, drug her, threw a vase at her. Like,
that's crazy, bro.
And I like, and this is. It's not like it was a tussle back and forth. She was on the ground helpless.
Right.
So like, to me, it was like more than just seeing red. Like he was being who
he is.
Like whatever his feel of or whatever his power dynamic is, he was just being that thing. That's what it seemed like.
That's I'm glad you said that, because like I was saying like seeing red, but when you said seeing red, you're not thinking.
Right.
Seeing red for that long duration of period of time means the brain isn't working and you don't have those feelings. You don't feel that thing. You sitting there hitting, and you literally like feel no remorse. It's like you said, it's a judge of character. It's a like that's who we saw Diddy. Everything we've seen like before is kind of like that shell, but then that's that real glimpse into who that motherfucker is. He vicious. Like it's
and you know who else wearing the L right now? These niggas on social media trying to talk about, oh, but what did Cassie do? Bro, that's the same thing as these dudes with the Drake shit.
Yeah.
Why are you jumping on the soap, bro? It's so
you ain't gotta do it.
You ain't gotta do it, bro.
And if anything, it hints at a character flaw that you might be trying to like justify.
The facts. Actually, I think that like, and that's what I'm seeing a lot too, is like telling like the females to like the women to don't forget this red flag. You know what I mean? When the dudes that's posting this shit, like don't forget that red flag. That's an important one for you to remember. For these dudes that's like,
oh, you talking to the ladies?
No, that's what the post was saying. But yeah, I guess so. Talking to the ladies, like this is not any dude that's like publicly acting like that shit. Like,
oh yeah,
even if you ain't acting like it's okay for you to go and try to like, based on the information we have, there's nothing. Even still, there's nothing I don't believe that she could have done that would have like validated his response.
Yeah,
like there was nothing that she could have done. Like, I mean,
hold on, there's people still after the video came out talking about.
Yes,
I thought you were talking about before. This was after the video. People are still saying,
yes, bro.
What did she do?
Yeah,
it was insane, bro.
That's like, crazy.
I thought you were talking about people saying that before, and then now they look bad that the video came out.
Yeah,
you see the video and still that is a red flag though. For
definitely
sure.
Like, a red flag.
That's insane.
Let's go ahead and watch the apology real quick because I still haven't seen it. I really want to see what he has to say about this.
Okay.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
He looked real
I
disgusted.
went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry. It's so difficult to reflect on.
That's nasty work.
And before we jump directly into that, shout out Brother Marcus. So again, quick housekeeping would be super chats. We will read off all super chats first immediately as you send it. Tone, if you go bring it up and read it off for us, please.
A whole lot of fake outrage going on. The corporations, the ruling wealthy families, and their institutions are killing us without no retaliation.
Mm.
I guess maybe we can revisit that in a second.
I think that was going towards the fact of being distracted by this, but yeah.
Huh.
We can revisit that in a second.
Yeah, we could come back to that.
I think that's going to end up be something that we can kind of like round back into.
We'll touch that because I got something. I think
do we want to go to the apology response real quick or comments?
What do you mean apology response?
So,
from
Cass
got a response.
Yeah.
Okay, go
My
ahead.
bad. I forgot about that.
All right, and she says that he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false, shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words. Courtesy of 50 Cent's page.
And actually, could you go to mine real quick? It was a woman that she had some quick commentary to this. See if you could refresh it. That shouldn't be the newest shit. Yeah, right, shorty right there.
Shit about Diddy's apology to Cassie is that even after Diddy settled the lawsuit with her, he still put out a statement denying all the allegations, right? Like, you're like, oh, I'm sorry for this on this video. Like, are we going to talk about when you put out a whole statement about how lying on your character? Like, all these vicious lies to disparage you. Meanwhile, here you are in 4K doing this. So what are you talking about? Well, you so sorry, you working to be a better man. No, you're not working to be a better man, because just the other day, according to you, you were already a good man and everybody was lying on you and attacking your character. So what is this? What is this? What is this? The thing that's so funny.
Yeah.
No, that's perfect, Leah, because
exactly
you was lying at one of them.
Yeah, see what niggas be banking on the fact that she signed that NDA and that like he was just gonna be able to tell his side of the story, because within there you're still saying, I'm not saying that I'm guilty. This is just me. You know what I mean? It's not an admission of guilt, right? And then after she signed it, then you gonna say, oh yeah, she just lied on me and da da da. And then we got the footage. No, well, this is not what he said. I'm not. What he said?
I'm not disgusted then. I'm disgusted now,
bro.
No, this cat put out a whole 50 Cent be keeping track of everything.
Oh, and 50 Cent keep his foot on the nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when he had put out this statement right here. Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Sean Diddy Combs.
Dude.
2 months later.
Right.
That was the other part. His son ain't smart.
I heard something about a song he put out.
He put out a song and he was like, it was unnecessary. He should have did it.
He should have put the diss record out against his dad, bro. That's what he should have did.
Yeah. So I guess, do y'all have any more commentary to that? Or I think Johnny had a question that lends to the apology, right?
Yeah, no, I was thinking, when we see these public apologies, is that for, I'll be wondering who it's for, because they do it for us, but it should be for that victim. It should be for the person. If she don't accept your apology, I'm probably, not going to accept it.
You think they're doing it for us or for them?
Or for them? Yeah. You do it for yourself. To make us like you again, to make us continue shopping with you. So I mean, it's to us, but it's for them. And I always think when I see that shit, you ain't gotta apologize to me.
Yeah,
you ain't do nothing to me. Like, see, so I wonder, like, why do people, why do we get these public apologies? I kind of know the answer. I want to see where you guys are at, but the public apologies.
It's still niggas like you can still stream their music.
Nah, I don't be streaming no Diddy. I don't be streaming.
You draw the line, R. Kelly.
Hey, Johnny said he waiting for the sex tapes to drop. hey, that man, I forget which dude that nigga said he said he heard some moans and shit and behind the door. He said he kicked in the door. He said bro was stroking Carl Winslow.
I remember that actually. I do actually remember. I don't remember who the fuck it was that said it. But I do remember that wild statement.
That nigga said he busted the door. Carl Winslow looked back.
Was it the bodyguard? When the bodyguard said it?
Well, he might have said it too, but the video.
They talking about Diddy?
Yeah.
Said, and Carl's Winslow. Oh,
that's
you
crazy.
sure when his bodyguard said? I feel like it was his bodyguard.
He might have said it too, but it was I think dude was a rapper. The dude that I seen on
and the thing is like at this point, it's like everything's fair play now.
Yeah.
Because like you lied so hard and this was the truth. It makes it hard to really think anything that you said has any credence. And my thing is that like every artist in the industry almost for the past 20 years has a Diddy horror story pretty much.
Yeah.
Like if you make it big enough, you have to have a Diddy horror story. It's almost like to where, like I said, I'm gonna wait to pose my question to this entire conversation. But yeah, I think that says a lot in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Why do people still like? Because do you have to go through this? He that powerful that as a musician you have to go through him to make it.
Well, I don't think that people even be going through, like I don't think Drake went through him. I think that Diddy gonna pull up.
Yeah. And he has the parties where everybody go. You know what I mean?
But he's also like connected. What is it, Lucian Grange, and like that, like whichever version of conspiracy that you end up believing and going with, like he's connected with enough powerful people that are going to be hands on in the industry in general.
And again, I want to say this too. This is I'm gonna say this every time we talk about Diddy, and he's done some crazy, you know what I mean, unforgivable things for real. But what I want to make sure is, well, I can't make sure, but I hope that as the time continues and everything's and all of the gray areas come to the light. Mm-hmm. We also want to see. We don't want it to stop at Diddy because obviously, like you said, Lucius Grange, and there's some guys above Diddy that I think this is learned behavior. I think this is learned behavior. Mm-hmm. I think that he's learned this behavior. It was taught to him from someone above and some people above him. I think that we don't need to stop at him because I know that it's levels above him as well.
I think this is a good time to circle back to Brother Marcus's comment because that's kind of what that's addressing. Where it's like everybody's worried about Diddy, but it's like fake outrage because it's like we only get mad when we told to be mad. Like that's corporations do this same thing, get lawsuits and then come back and lie to us. Institutions, ruling wealthy families, like he said, that's really true. Like we don't get mad about it. We ain't looking for no apology from them. We still keep buying their products.
I think that's in my opinion, I think that's like just the need to play contrarian. Because if Diddy didn't just do it, we was going to be talking about Drake and Kendrick beef or something. Or we was going to talk about like Sexy Red talking about where the hoes at, or like there's always going to be like fodder for low hanging fruit conversations in general.
But I think this was something that this is bigger than because I didn't even hear about the Sexy Red shit.
Oh, I was just
you just pull something out your head.
Shit.
Okay. So I'm just saying that, but like this is something that is like one of those things that you could say. It's like the Cat Williams interview, and then something I don't want us to forget as well is that Cat Williams told us that the truth was going to come out 2024. He opened up that
vortex, and ain't nobody closed it yet.
And I don't think I actually I like truth. Mm-hmm. I like truth. You know what I mean? I like this. Everybody would let all of this shit come to the light, bro.
I don't know. Like I said, I'll just say I think that's like the I need to have like an adjacent contrarian thing, but I don't want to like condone or agree with what Diddy said because I think that as people we're too multifaceted. Like if you're distracted by this, you're just going to be distracted by some other shit. But I also don't think that it's a need to not talk about like domestic violence as we see it and be able to vet people for what they really think about it.
No, for sure.
Like same way with the Drake shit. I learned a lot of niggas will condone some pedophilia shit.
That's the fact,
bro. Like,
it was
like,
crazy to see.
Niggas is looking like the character test ain't coming out right now.
Like,
what the fuck is this?
Like, bro, are you really? You know what I mean? This nigga academic. Y'all see, and you see academic change his mind on the whole drink.
He flipped.
But you see, y'all seen that video?
In trouble for some pedo stuff.
He
right
is. Now. He literally got a video saying that if she has a college ID, she getting fucked.
He don't care. She's 17.
He said he don't care.
Definitely said that.
He said that, and he does have those charges against him right now.
Well, he has rape charges.
Charges.
Yeah, it's not pedo shit. I think like that clip of him was not like a real fair representation of him. What he was talking about was when he was in college. That was his thought of the shit. Typically whenever he gets in trouble, that's one of the things that they do throw.
Oh, okay.
But he does have the rape thing, and that's when he deactivated his whole thing. So like,
well, I'm glad you cleared that up. Because that does make a difference. I appreciate that because that does make his statement different.
He did say something else recently though. That it's
probably really I ain't got a defense for that one, y'all.
He did say, but did you hear what he said? If I go down, I'm bringing everybody down. And he did say that.
I hope so.
I hope he got exactly.
I hope Diddy do the same thing.
Me too. I think so too.
See, here's my thing. Like, I don't have no real attachment to no famous niggas.
Me either, bro.
I'm sorry. Like, it could be my favorite or the artist that I don't like. Mm-hmm. I can be okay without like this, whatever, like your music or like whatever, your movies or whatever that. I'm gonna be all right. There's so many other things that I can entertain and think about.
I 100% agree. It seemed like over time I've become more and more detached from like this shit anyway. So like it's not even that big a deal. Like I don't really give a fuck about the famous people, bro. Right. That's what was killing me about the Drake song. It was like, bro, y'all love this nigga this much? Like, what are we doing right now? Like, are we serious?
Your community's listening, looking at you.
Yeah, like, bro, your mom on Facebook too, your sisters. Bro, what are you saying right now?
Y'all
That's
even
crazy.
Listen to a Drake song, like here, like I be listening to.
I ain't really tried to listen to the Drake song.
If I hear a Drake song, there's certain stuff that he says that I can't listen to this. Like
they still be playing them on like XM radio and shit.
Of course, I don't think he's like canceled from the industry right now.
Man, that man canceled from Atlanta and LA. It ain't too far from him.
It's dark.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know.
Let's go over the comments.
Okay.
I feel that a man that hits a woman, like she put type. I feel that a man that hits a woman is a coward. But then again, some men do it just to say they have power over the woman.
I don't even think that that's a but then again thing. I think that those two things go together. Like he's a coward and he's trying to exalt like power in the situation.
That's what cowards do.
Yeah.
It's another side of that, but I ain't even about to get. I don't want to get into that.
Don't do it, Tone.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, go ahead and jump off that motherfucking cliff if you want to. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't about to jump off the cliff. I wasn't about to jump off the cliff.
Man, look.
But no.
I wasn't about to jump off the cliff. It was about to be about. It was gonna be a long conversation. One of them long conversations.
Johnny was 2 weeks ago with that Heart Part 6.
Nah,
you trying to find a dumbass clip.
You ever heard?
Johnny,
you ever seen the
that
women
clip
who be like? You ever seen the women who be like?
Motherfucker build the cliff.
Yeah, it's like, why are you there, Johnny?
Y'all know
I got off
women
of it
out there who believe like if the man don't hit them, they don't love him, and that's the part of conversation.
That's still a cliff. It was still a bad idea.
Yeah, I think that those are misled women that probably have seen like cycles of abuse in their life and might not have grew up with a father, or maybe if they did grow up with a father, like there's some level of disillusion and toxicity that they went through to have that idea.
Yeah, that's why I say that's a whole different.
That if a nigga don't beat me, he don't love me.
Yeah,
there's some ingrained shit in there.
It has some legs on that one, so I didn't want to go get started too much in that. Lisa Mix said, "Forget him and that apology."
Shout out to Lisa. What up? What up?
On here, the diddler is a versatile demon. Diddy said he mimics his lifestyle and career off of Russell Simmons.
Jeez.
Hey, Russell Simmons out there in Bali.
Exactly.
Diddy look like he was in Bali in that video.
What was you just saying a second ago though? It looks like it's a trend within the industry apparently. So
going out to Bali.
I
I
wasn't saying that part, but
I trained him for this.
Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah, I was saying that. Yeah, it's a learned behavior.
But I don't know if as much Russell Simmons wasn't like the idea and the threat of violence. His was just like on some like
I forgot what
sexual abuse and power thing, in which I'm sure Diddy probably has some of that. Well, I'm not sure of that, but like I wouldn't put it past Diddy for if he had some of like the whole sexual dynamics over men and women, probably. Well, I guess maybe inside the lawsuit that was like one of the things that they were kind of talking about.
Buddy was talking about,
but
a whole bunch of butthole shit.
Yeah. But I think that
say a whole bunch of that stuff.
He has like that mob mentality, boss shit that I don't think that Russell. I haven't heard anything from Russell Simmons about that, but I'm sure there's clearly somewhere within the industry. Cause damn, my bad. I'm kind of like thinking through like things that I've heard. I forget who it was, but there was some exec that went and shot up a nigga house. No, it was a nigga's mama's house during a award show. So he had an alibi. Is it Tony Hinchman? It's some shit like that.
Jimmy? Not Jimmy.
It's chat. Y'all probably know. This recently came back up inside the news cycle. But yeah, so like there is a culture of like some organized crime shit.
Yeah.
That happens. In which I guess Diddy's also been accused of like shooting a nigga in the studio and getting it covered up.
Yeah, able to get it covered up. What they call it, the cleaner?
Yeah, the cleanup crew.
He said it's an African dude, didn't he say?
It was something. Like I be hearing, I don't be caring enough about it, but I be hearing it in passing. So it'll be like back here, but it's foggy. But I remember it a little bit. We wrapping up this.
I think we got it. We can y'all want to get a little game going on, you know, take some L's with
your ass.
Man, y'all better not let Johnny win this week.
Motherfuckers.
Got him.
Got him up out of here. Got him up out of here.
I'm trying to win week after week, bro.
Hey, Johnny consistent. That nigga go back. He went back to scissors every time.
Yeah. We kept trying to like play the game with each other. But
yeah.
That was actually crazy. That needs to go into the Hall of Fame right there. We went about like
that's like
10 rounds,
4 overtimes. That's like a 4 overtime.
Yeah, and
game.
losing on a technical foul. But yeah,
shoot, I'll go Rail, Q, than me.
All right. I think I had. Since we got we're gonna transition from the diddler. We had some. Let me see. Oh, I think I had a good basketball. Hold on, let's start with fucking Nancy Pelosi real quick. This is a quick funny one, bro. Y'all pretty sure this is like a little older, but like when I seen this, I'm like, bro, what are we doing, bro? Democrats are just like, it really angers me. And this was the thing, like when I was earlier in this season, I was saying I was voting for Trump. Let me tell you what it came from. It came from the anger of being tricked. The anger of being tricked just made me jump to the other side. Like it was just like, man, it pissed me off so bad. But just listen, look at this. Just play this, bro.
To attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe, a winner. Is your country real?
I'm asking. Seriously. All of America feels like a psyop by the aliens to test our mental limits of what we will accept. And so far, it seems like it's every fucking thing. She was cooking it up in there in the speech room. TikTok sounds like tic-tac. Put the toe, a tic-tac-toe, that's a winner. Put that in there. Put that shit in there. Release it now. I think it's insane that when I was a kid, America and the West in general was described like this absolute pinnacle of civilization and society. You are a fart in the shape of a country. Do you understand that?
To attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe, a winner.
Your boy might have been hot about that one. But I thought that was hilarious just seeing her. Like, what? That was crazy. And then I had another one that you probably would have went with the Tether Joan. Let me see where I want to go next. I'm going to do 2 more. Let's go with my guy in the blue sweater with the I guess mustard beanie.
Like, if you really want to see a life hack, join the military. You literally are about to be pulled out of your situation that you're currently in. You're going to get paid, guaranteed, the 1st and the 15th. You can go to fucking college if you want to. You could work on a fucking mixtape if you want to. You could fucking drop some shit on SoundCloud. You could go ahead and become a content creator, still knowing for the fact that you're getting paid on the 1st and the 15th. Pick up a trade, find yourself, you know, and then this is the thing that a lot of people don't get right here is that then you might even get stationed in Southern California, where LA is what, an hour and some change away, San Diego 45 minutes away. Come on, dog. Where you like, if you really want to
me, y'all, as everybody already know, I did my little almost 5 years, you know what I mean, in the military. And like for me, and I'm not an advocate for it, right? So, but I do say, if you like, we talk about like whether you're going to college or you know what I mean, just don't stay where you are. If you graduate high school, you saying if you don't have a job, you know what I mean, you're not going to college. Like you need to do something. And so, to me, I think that we've gotten away from going to the military being a bit of advice that we would give to our children. And I think that like that's probably one of the better decisions, at least for me, especially growing up in poverty, like. You know what I mean? It definitely was the best decision I made in my life for sure.
I'll say this just based on the fact that it's college costs money. Mm-hmm. You take loans out, you're starting out in debt already.
Right.
Like a lot of these people are getting, 60, 80, 100 grand in debt before you're even a full adult. Don't know yourself, haven't found yourself. You don't even know if that thing you're paying for you want to do for the next 40 years. What the military gives you, I didn't go to military, I went to college. I did the opposite. It gives you a chance to get money in your pocket immediately. And then you can pay for school, not have to go into debt. You get GA, you get the VA loans or GI bill when you come home. You get the great rate. So there's so many benefits that come with it, like on the back end. It's like, and your people are set up, to really be, successful citizens once you do the military. And I'm almost a little, I ain't gonna say I don't regret it not going, but I definitely looking back see the benefits, and I probably would have, took that shit way more seriously as far as like getting on that bus, because I did ASVAB and all of that.
Oh yeah,
I considered it really, but then
you had the opportunity to get on the bus and then get on.
I'll say this. I'll say this because I killed the ASVAB. I killed it.
Yeah.
Because like they had me going, took it, made like a 94 on that shit. I mean,
I had it like a 91.
They took me on that shit. I had to take a drug test. I had no clue that this was coming up, and I failed the weed test.
Let me tell you,
you
bro.
Going to the military?
I got tricked. Like I thought it was a recruiter visit, like and all of that, and yeah.
And they was about to put you on the bus.
I failed the drug. If I didn't fail the drug test, me and
oh, you signed some papers and shit.
Oh no, the drug test before you signed.
Yeah, I ain't signed nothing.
Oh, he still had a little.
I ain't even going fraud you, bro. Like, all honesty. So like, I went to MEP. So right, y'all know I had got in trouble with a little charge in school. Came home and I was like, I'm going to the military. So I went down there to the office and they was like, yeah, man, we get you started. I took the piss test right in the jump, failed that jump. So he was like, yeah, man, come back in 30 days and you know what I mean, we'll see what's up. I knew I was gonna fail it again, but I went back. You know what I mean? Because I'm saying every time I seen myself consistently still fucking up. So it was like, man, I need to go. And I don't know what I thought I was doing. You know what I mean? I went back, failed it again. He gave me a test and told me to take it home when I passed it to come back. So I didn't even take it. I still knew I was going to fail. I probably didn't smoke for like 2 weeks. I was stretching it, bro. I tried everything. I took some nice in that shit. Had your skin burning and shit.
And shit.
Yeah. So like I did all of that. And then I ain't even get a piss test until maybe like a year and a half in the Army. Like I was like literally my random didn't come up until like I was already at station for like a year and a half. I never got a urinalysis until then. That shit was
even
crazy.
Once you went in?
Even once I went in, that was never a urinalysis.
The fuck?
There was never another one.
Interesting.
Blessed. But yeah, so I think what I was saying was that I think that we take that off the table. And it's like a lot of these kids, like that needs to be very much so on the table for them. You know what I mean? Because like I went because I knew that I was going left and I couldn't see right. Like I'm literally going left and there's nobody, like the people that I've chosen to be around are all going left. And we're just like fucking, you know what I mean? So like that was, and I had already tried college. You know what I mean? College is where I went and got the charge to begin with. So bring your ass home. Then I'm sitting here doing dumb shit still. You know what I mean? So like I think that we need to make sure that is on the table and like that is not something that like we just look down on in our community, because it seems like we're at a point where we look down on it. Like that's like,
you think so?
Yeah, if it feels like it.
I ain't gonna say we look down.
I don't know anybody that looks down on people that went to the military.
No, not looks down on people that went to the military, but like it's not an option for our children.
Or looking down on wanting to do it.
Yeah, looking down on it being an option for our children is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Not like look, because
I know I wouldn't push QJ to go to the military.
Between that and trade school, though, trade school is another thing that's kind of like,
if he went, I don't think there is anything wrong with it. And again, like my father was a Marine, in which, yeah, I think I have a couple different perspectives on it. But one, I think simply enough, what I'd be most scared of is just my son dying. And that might be unrealistic on some level, but the reality is that, especially inside the climate that we're in right now, you don't know when that world war gonna pop off.
Yeah, but most of that's ASVAB based. So it's like your likelihood. So like the job that I got based on my score, in order for me to do my job, I would have to be away from combat.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
So like everybody, it's a lot of different,
that,
many different jobs. But I understand what you're saying. Like I'm talking about.
They also like bomb military bases as well.
I mean that's. But anyway, what I'm saying is that like
my thing is that if you wanted to be a police officer, it'd be the same thing. Like I don't really like.
To me, I would say that was more crazy to me. That's more crazy to me than trying to be a police officer than going to the military.
I'm not like. I guess I was just building it to say, one, when it comes down to like, if you have your worst day on your job, it can mean you died. I wouldn't push my son to do that. If he does it, then like I wouldn't like demonize it or say anything bad about it. But if it's on my like what I'm pushing him towards doing, it's going to be STEM college in general.
No, and I agree. That's why I said an option.
Oh no,
like when you're talking about QJ, he's doing things that like I know I wasn't doing none of the shit he's doing when I was in school. So like his trajectory is not that of the average kid right now. So what I'm talking about is like in average. But go ahead.
Let me keep building. But what I will say is that there is value, especially for very specific groups, in going to the military. Like it's a certain level of structure that it does able structure and discipline that it's able to give kids. And I think that there's kids that definitely have and will benefit from it. I don't think that it should be off the table. And especially going back to what you kind of started it off saying, I think some people just need to get away from where they're specifically at. And whichever means that is, whether you go on a Job Corps, well, Job Corps they be wild in the Job Corps too though. But like go get you a trade. Go get you know what I mean? Like some go to the military. Go to college. Go away from the thing that has that unified mentality of negativity that's going to push you down the wrong road.
And I'll wrap this up right here, and then I'll pass to Joan. But the thing about it is, what I learned is that, like, or at least in my experience, and I know that I'm not just so abnormal that there's not a lot of people who have experienced the same things. That like, once you have that, like that, once that character becomes a part of you, like as you're growing up, no matter where you go, you still find the shit. Like I noticed that, like until I went to the military, which is less likely to find it there because the goal is different. There actually is a goal that there's a script for you. You know what I mean? They have the script for you. But like what I realized is that like when I was in the city, I was surrounding myself with certain type of people. I went up to Livingstone, I found those people still. I came back home, found them again. It's like literally it's what so close, like what you closely relate to is who you attend to, you know what I mean, adapt to be around you. Mm-hmm. And so you'll continue no matter where you go to find the same crowd. That's why I like look at a lot of people who like move out, they'll just move. A lot of people like it's so popular like to leave Charlotte and go to Atlanta. And it's like you're starting your life all over. And I understand that because what it does allow you to have a reset button. Mm-hmm. And it's like I can tell these people the story as I want to be able to tell them, and this is the only things that they know about me, and I can create this person to project myself as around these new people. And I understand that because you can definitely do that. But the thing is if your character hasn't actually changed, you're gonna find these same fucking people over again. And I literally did that, like, you know what I mean? So like that was
a person.
It was me as a person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was me as a person. And like, so a lot of the times, if we're honest with ourselves, that like we are the problem, and we have to get somewhere to where we can, change our mental, our way of thinking, and connecting the dots.
You ever heard the quote, "Wherever you go, there you are"?
Yeah. That's perfect example of what I'm saying. Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Who got next?
I'm up next. Let's see if you can go to it really quickly. Go to them old people at the prom real quick. I need everybody to look at what your parents what they wore and how they wore their hair at the prom. Look at these. Look at it.
I feel like I would have been wearing the box, bro.
It's one wild hairdo. Look at that.
Oh, with the jump. Hey, y'all remember the hump in high school? Hey, imagine this being the jam y'all was at the prom. This is what y'all were listening to.
Bro, you ain't spinning on no ops and shit like this. No, you're not spinning on ops and shit like this. You gonna try to
sitting there posted up looking at niggas. They was listening. What they were listening to? That Booty Mix 3.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Now that's a vibe right there.
Whatever it takes to make you happy.
Sorry, Luke. Okay.
Yeah. But not just starting it off
kid and play some
with some fun. Let's go top middle. This was interesting. We can.
Bro, niggas is fucking stupid. That's what I found on Twitter. These niggas say the rappers aren't artists; they're capitalists. Remove the monetary incentive and watch how quick people stop rapping. Man, these niggas all in the quote. I seen this shit and had to get on here. These niggas all in the quotes and comments to this shit. Talking about anybody fucking you can't pay bills off just doing it. Man, I swear to God. And I try to care about what I'm saying when I say certain shit most of the time. But right now, I'm gonna be what y'all call human, and I'm gonna fucking actually not give a fuck about it. Most people, I feel like in the society I live in, most people I feel like are fucking stupid. I know I'm fucking stupid. I know this. But most people are fucking retarded and don't even think that they think everybody else is crazy except them. Even though all the people calling everybody else crazy is all in the comments saying the same shit. Oh man, that's retarded because if nobody got paid, nobody would work. If all y'all saying the same shit, do you really think you're all right? Do you think all of you are correct? Hundreds of thousands of people are correct on the same take. That's fucking ignorant as hell. Bro, what this nigga is saying, he ain't saying that you shouldn't get money. Because I seen a nigga in the comments, well, do it for free then. Well, do it for free. Like you have to be slow. The nigga, what this means
I know he talked this
nigga,
long,
a real artist,
but
anybody doing like anything, whether you're an artist, a fucking plumber, a motherfucker, that's
yeah.
What was it that you got from it?
Oh, the statement in itself is that it's talking about, and Tone, could you reread it? But it's talking about pretty much the balance.
Bro, niggas is fucking stupid. Look what
the statement said the rappers aren't artists, they're capitalists. Remove the monetary incentive and watch how quick people stop rapping.
Right. In which we all speak about like how music is getting worse overall and how there's a lack of like inspiration, lack of creativity, a lack of all these things, while simultaneously hearing every rapper talking about like I'm just rap, like every new trap rapper is rapping just to get rapping as a lick. Every like I think it's become like a means as a transition to get you into other places, whether it's crypto or acting or like what's the shit reality TV. It's not really about making good art anymore, and I think that there's a lot of truth in the fact that it's become exploitative. Yeah,
I got a question.
Hold on, don't you got it
for him directly? Or,
okay.
Well, maybe not directly. It could anybody.
Okay, go ahead. I was going to kind of respond to where he was, but go ahead.
Well, my question would be: is like, so people are getting into it for the money, and that make the quality go down. And so why, like, back in the day when there's no incentive to do it and people just did it for the love, where has that gone? Like, I mean, and like,
I think those people still exist.
Let's look at Rhapsody. Y'all didn't watch the Rhapsody interview on Breakfast Club?
No, I was out of town.
Okay, well, yeah, like that's a great interview for anybody in here that really like hip hop. If you know what I mean, Rhapsody, she had a great interview on the Breakfast Club. And like there's definitely those who, and you can say the same thing about basketball. You know what I mean? Entertainment has gotten to a point to where everybody that's entertaining is for sale. it's all it's entertainment for as a whole has become like the bag thing. It's just the bag. Everybody wants to do it solely for the bag, and I mean it does dilute the creativeness and the individuals having a want and will to do it outside of that.
But has like this new generation, like, are we just not as creative as like our previous generations?
I don't think it's not highlighted as a thing of value. I think that it's just simple as that. I think that kids are creative. Like JID's fucking rap circles around like the history of rap for the most part, but he's not like put up as that guy, even though his skill set says that he's one of them ones.
But I'm just talking about like as like a society, like that thing, because you know when you're doing something, you're channeling energy and putting it somewhere.
I think
like as a whole, where do we put that energy anymore? If everybody
low-hanging, satiable things. My bad, Tom.
I don't think we got as much time to cultivate doing stuff like as far as like hobbies. Like okay,
we got the same 24 hours though.
We got the same 24 hours, but I'm saying like when we was kids, you didn't have tablets and other stuff that's like that got your attention. As adults, we working most of the time. Like inflation is definitely caught up where people don't even have time to do no hobbies, much less hang with family and a lot of different stuff. Like, so I think it's not that the value has necessarily went away. It's that we don't have.
I don't think there's no value in that shit.
And what
I'm talking about as far as
like being the best rapper.
I ain't talking about
value
in
I'm talking about it's not value in being like even being extremely creative anymore.
I'm talking about in general, just like doing stuff that you want to do. Like what do you like doing for fun, and how often do you get to do it because you have other stuff to do?
Right. But I think we've aged out of like having the luxury of like a lot of the younger 20 and teen free time that we could fill with a lot of hobby.
I don't even know if they got it though.
But I mean. No, they do. Like
who are you talking about? They talking about the kids?
Yeah, the kids. They
definitely do. I think that one thing I noticed that what we do is like
they be on TikTok creative.
The doggone what we and it's funny because as parents we do this. We actually give them those screens to make our lives easier.
Yes.
So like it's really our fault. Let's not sit there and just pass the buck to the damn kids because I find like literally like I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old like. I see this all the time. We're actually passing screens to these kids to make our lives easier so that we don't have to pay attention to them as much. We're allowing
it's like a drug.
We're allowing that Joan to do some of the parenting for us as well.
Yeah, like, I see it all the time.
I don't think that's different than any other generation. It just was a TV.
But we wasn't really outside out there. I mean, we wasn't really inside. I know I wasn't inside watching TV like that.
A lot of kids grew up in like.
Even
like,
there was
niggas like kids in the hood
we still watch TV. We still watch TV,
yeah.
WB and all that in the morning and stuff on the weekend. Yeah, but it just wasn't so much screen time.
Yeah, my mom definitely made us get outside, and then on top of that, I was reading books. I was a nerd, so
yeah, you got to either be inside or outside.
Niggas watching TV and playing a video game back in the day.
Quit letting my air out.
You wasn't gonna keep opening that damn door. That's out. Hey, that's out.
Y'all had game systems? I ain't had no game like
we did, but I was because my dad plays the game too, so we he had his time, and we also had to ask for permission. But I also know that most of like the kids inside the neighborhood that did have a game system, they could just be on that shit all the time. And we used to have to be like, I was an outside kid, so we used to have to like knock on doors and get niggas out. Because like they was cool with playing live instead of going to the basketball.
That thing
definitely still existed.
Now that I think about it, it probably was an option though to stay in, but we just didn't exercise.
Yeah, I used to like to go outside. Yeah.
Well, and then once your friends come, once you see the kids outside, then you like, let me.
That's a done.
Let me get up out.
We can go one quick one. We'll get in some quick relationship. Go down under my dog. I want to go him, but we're going to go understanding moves. I thought that this was interesting.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody about to philosophize relationships again.
Allowed myself to understand that Melissa can be in a bad mood.
I've seen.
And it be nothing that I've done to cause it, nothing I can do to fix it. Because I can be in a bad mood.
Yeah.
But in the past, she's in a bad mood. We're now mad at each other.
Yeah.
What? Well, she seems to have an attitude.
So
I have an attitude too. I don't even know why I have an attitude. I woke up like, oh, you're mad? We're mad. We're mad at each other now. I'll show you. This just happened 3-4 weeks ago. I didn't know what triggered it, but I told myself, Melissa's in a bad mood. I don't know why. I can't think of what I did. I'm not even going to approach it like that. I text her because it's easier for me sometimes. Hey, I could tell something happened. Something in the energy shifted. I don't know what it is, but I'm allowing you some space to find yourself, but I'm not going to go so far to leave you. Recently, I've allowed myself to understand that Melissa...
Yeah, I guess we'll start with Rel. How do you feel about that philosophizing of relationships?
Nah, that was actually very valid. Like, I hate when somebody like, well, you know, one thing that can grind your gears in a relationship is when like you feel some type way and it ain't the person that, you know what I mean, that you're with that did it, but they take it up like they feel away because you feel away, and now the whole house feels away, and it's actually an argument that has to happen. It's like, but I was just thinking about such and such. This has nothing to do with you. And then so like, I agree with 100%. I've never tried the texting thing. You know what I mean? And the only thing, your energy's off. I don't like. Don't talk to me about energy when like we're, you know what I mean. I don't want to talk about fucking energy, bro. That's just honestly, I swear, like I don't know whatever it is. Like for me, when people start with that, when you start talking about energy and all that, bro, that's just unnecessary. You're trying to talk deep for no reason. I can notice that you feel away right now. I hope it wasn't something. Hopefully, it wasn't nothing that I did. If it is, then let me know. If not, then I'll give you the time and the space for you to. Whatever you need, you know what I mean? Energy and shit. Now you just finna overcook my grits, coach. When you start talking about the energy shit. But yeah, that's just my opinion. That was actually something that, you know, I could say is very valid. I agree with that.
No,
I don't mind the word energy. I think that it just literally, instead of like saying all those words you said, you just say coaching. Energy. Like it just
all I said was feel away.
That's what it is. Though.
Yeah, I know, but see, but I just don't like the new age way to talk about
energy shift in the room.
But what I'm saying is that I just don't like the. I don't like new. The reason why I don't like new age talk, like, it's because people try to make it seem like no, but it's become more. It's become way more normal in our conversation than it's ever been before. Fuck y'all, man. Nah, fuck that, bro. I don't want to hear it, bro. I can feel your energy. It's off, bro. Don't get the fuck out of here. Don't start talking to me.
Your energy.
I just had that happen to me the other day. We was laughing and joking. Then I said something, and she thought like I was making offense. Yeah. And the energy shift. I was like, hold up. We was just laughing. Why you mad at me now?
No, it's a fact.
You know whose energy did shift?
Or sometimes it'd be like low energy. You'd be like, But yeah.
Tone's moms.
That's an alley-oop. My bad, Tone.
You know your mom got low energy. She got plenty of energy.
But I think that was a very mature, way to look at it. And like the older we get, like as a younger person, that's probably something that I wouldn't have thought of. Like you say, I've been in that same situation. I'm petty, so like Petty LaBelle can come out when you start doing. So like, I definitely understand that, but that is a work though. That just doesn't. You don't just start doing that because you decide to.
So Johnny, how have you been implementing that inside your new relationship?
Johnny do got a little boo thing on it.
It works. You can't take stuff personal.
Say it works.
You can't take stuff personal.
Johnny, it's on you, my boy.
Let me see what I got. If you wanna, I was gonna start with that one in the middle, but scroll down, and I'm gonna go. Let me get HBCU bands. I figured y'all boys would appreciate this.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm about to say that's not finale.
They say this some of the not like us gonna go crazy.
It's gonna go crazy.
It's gonna go crazy.
You know what's gonna really hit? Thing is that
I didn't know where he was going until I heard my. I don't know if I really want to hear them.
Hey, that boy make me want to get king every time, bro.
I didn't know where he was going until I heard my speech.
Your fucking heavens up above that it is not HBCU season. You understand? God,
100%.
that dumb
imagine how we was playing that. Imagine us in high school, like being able to play that joke. Man, that would have been crazy.
It's going crazy.
Bro, college would have even went hard. Like college was a different feel. Even though I like high school better, but college was definitely a different feeling. That would have been one of them I want to hear in college. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I liked high school better.
And then let me get the one right beside that. It's another funny one, and then I got a serious one next.
You say, can you get what? Some headphones. He say, can he get some head from you? He said headphones. Oh, I thought he said head from you. You said what? Some headphones. Oh, all right. You say, can you get what?
Hey, that show homie that's an asshole because you know he did that on purpose.
He said, that's crazy.
He said, can he get some head from you?
You said what? And then give me light skin bro right above the HBCU bands.
And Tone, after
I believe, here's how you can tell the difference between a man who is healthy and a man that's toxic. The man that's healthy is looking to be of service. The man that's toxic is looking to be served. So if I am a man that's only looking to be served, I'm not going to see you, because I'm only going to see you through the lens of how you service me. If I'm looking to serve and be of service, then I'm going to see you. What's your need? What's your thoughts? What are your dreams? What are your hopes? What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Well, why do you think that? Why do you feel that? Oh, wow, you put some lashes on today. Oh, okay. You got some extensions in. Like, because I'm looking to be of service. So I'm actually evaluating what's in front of me and identifying how I can make a benefit or make a contribution versus looking at it from like, what's in it for me? I believe, here's how you can tell the difference between a man.
It goes like kind of hand in hand with the last one about like stepping away and not taking stuff personal. Mm-hmm. But like sometimes like in relationships, you got to step back and, you know, like evaluate it. You have to step back and kind of evaluate it outside. And like you said, you got to be able to see what you're looking at, who you're looking at, and like, how can I add value? You can't always, take stuff personal and, well, if she didn't do this, I'm not going to do this. If that's what I do, that's just what I do, whether I can't, because something came up, not do what I do or not be me. So it's like, if you are being yourself, it helps out the process, because you're not necessarily worried about, how they're what they did that makes you feel. It's like, this is who I am. I'm a good person. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be that for you at all times.
In my opinion, I think he was philosophizing. I think it's a bit of both. Like, you definitely want to serve and be served. So like because the only thing that begots it, if you don't have it that way, the only thing that begots is a person feeling underappreciated. You know what I mean? If I'm just the one serving, and no matter what you do, I continue to serve, then I'm gonna feel away sooner or later. Even if in the beginning we lovey-dovey and I'm laying the wood and you feel okay about just serving, and you know what I mean? But like, sooner or later, you're gonna feel underappreciated, and you know what I mean? The shit's not gonna work. So the best thing is to be, in my opinion, from what I've learned, is the best thing is to be reciprocal. You want to make sure that you're and be reciprocal, and always keep that person in the forefront of your mind, like, because the decisions you make sure that you're thinking of that person. Like, I know that there's very seldom a time where I do something and don't think about my wife. So like, you know how a guy may say like, oh, he got to call his wife before he do everything, but it's not even really about me. It's really just what I fucking do. You know what I mean? This is just what I do. I want her to know where I am, and you know what I mean?
If a dude
this is just what I'm doing.
You calling a wife before you do something, he ain't no good friend.
Of course, bro. I don't even have niggas around me like that. That was just an example. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that like he was philosophizing just now, and it sounded really good though. But I think that I
mean, I think that was a great point about like the eventually where that leads you. Yeah. I definitely think that was a great point. But I don't think he was saying never be worried about being like never get service. But you shouldn't be like you shouldn't do something for somebody wanting to get something back. It should be y'all should both just want to do that. And I wouldn't do something with the hopes of, oh, I'm gonna get this back. No, I just wanted to do something nice.
So I ask y'all this question first.
What
if he's a narcissist? All right, that's a joke. But no, I was gonna say I think that he's right to an extent, right? Rail used the word that I was gonna use, which was reciprocation. But I do think like his initial point is true, that like you shouldn't be doing a thing Like you should, like if you're doing something because you're doing it, I think that there's more value and fulfillment in that instead of like, what was the word? Service versus
being served.
Being served, right? And if you're looking to, like for somebody to be serving you all the time for you to do a thing, I think that like it just becomes its own like vicious cycle. But yeah, I don't think it should be at an extreme though,
right?
Where like
right.
you're just only focused on service because of, again, as Rel said, like you're going to feel unappreciated. So like whether it's like a literal equal reciprocation or there's somewhere to where at least like you feel that there is value or appreciation to what you're doing. I do think that when you're doing a thing for another person, and this is like outside of the realm of even relationship, like you should be doing it because of like you want to do the thing and you're fulfilled inside doing the service.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. And that's why it's a balance of the two.
No,
it's a balance of the two.
I used a lot of words. Did I philosophize or was that?
You made this. It's only philosophizing when they say some sound good shit. That's what I'm gonna call it, philosophizing.
I'm just trying to understand the working definition of philosophizing.
You know, I come off the cuff with some shit.
And that's the I had the military one. Well, I got another one that said the same thing about the military. Do y'all want to run that too?
If it's the same thing, let's kick off the unpackable conversation if y'all want to. Go ahead.
I had one. It was a pre-show conversation that we was having that I love to get y'all opinion on this. I think earlier we
made an executive decision.
You just asked me. That's what you just asked.
No, Johnny was asking, could he do his additional one?
You said
I said I wanted to dump into the. So all right.
Well, no, I was just confused. I don't remember what pre-show conversation he referenced.
Okay. You look. I was trying to take up for my boy Johnny.
I don't know which
he
one
like
he's talking about
over there. But go ahead, my bad.
Johnny, tell me you can take up for yourself.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody bullying Johnny.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He ain't helpless.
I'm gonna say so.
I ain't say all that, man.
I think this. But we was having a conversation about an event host that left town, and you could tell that they were single. And like there's like flags in which a person does that pushes to the world that they're single. As guys, it's easy for us to recognize when women they're peacocking.
For sure.
But I like to ask y'all this: what are some things that guys do that let women know that I'm back outside?
You know the funniest thing?
The story be
popping. I cannot lie, bro. One of the funny things, and okay, I'm just gonna say it right. So y'all notice, and I don't know if this something that I'm pretty sure they get real solid on the queen shit. The black queens and the they start talking like, bro, that shit doesn't work, bro. The same dudes that been they've been black queening for the last 2-3 years, bro. Bro, that shit ain't helped them at all.
Bag. Well, I could get inside that black queen bag back in the day with the Natural Jones. Like if she had a little onk somewhere, I could find my way into that. I knew what to do.
That was during the woke time. I'm talking about post woke, post like cool woke. Post cool woke. That shit don't work no more, bro.
Yeah, I don't think like current day that should be like unless you're still going with the shea butter babies. If you're still like pushing towards the shea butter babies, they still out there.
Yeah,
but,
I'm
like,
just posting on
like,
Facebook, bro. I'm talking about just your casual post.
Yeah, grand risings. Great morning. They don't even say good morning. They be
great morning, top of the morning. That's another one that get on me, bro. But now you start seeing, like, when dudes get back at you start seeing the story pop up a little more. You know,
oh yeah, the posts be crazy.
Be out in the club, showing the bottles. You start seeing the sections. That's what stuff like that. Choosing. You put trying to get chose.
I think gym is an easy one.
I was gonna say,
but that's both sexes. Yeah. But as soon as niggas do just hop into the gym that ain't been in the gym for forever.
Nah, my brother started showing his chest, bro. Like,
when he goes single,
he starts showing his chest. He be in the gym all the time, come out. He starts showing his chest when he dog.
Hey, look. I'm not about to be single, fellas, but I am about to start hitting the gym though. So don't.
That's good. You're doing it for health reasons.
Yeah, I'm doing it for health reasons.
You gonna be?
No, I ain't trying to keep it. I'm, you know what I mean? I'm just trying, you know what I mean? Just healthy. It's just healthy.
No, I am him. 88.
Yeah, I ain't trying. You know what I
Gonna be
mean?
coming here bullying motherfuckers and shit.
I ain't finna get my. I'm
That
about to
nigga
start
picked Johnny
injecting
up by his
creatine and
collar.
shit.
Be like, no, we not doing no memes.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, let's go over the comments, and then I got another meme if y'all cool with it.
Okay.
Let's see. We got a few from back here.
Okay.
For an impoverished person, the military is a win, but most would rather have their children in debt. When anything gets controlled by the machine, the masses get what the machine wants you to have.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a whole conversation by itself. The older I get, the lower my tolerance is for nonsense.
I wonder what that was relative to. We would have got that one on.
Yeah, on live time. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. I don't remember exactly what these was about, but I tend to choose what I'm gonna show before I get in here. So,
how many white characters are they going to take and just turn them black? Pretty sure you guys have heard, but now Will Smith, yes, William Smith, Big Willie, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air himself, is going to play Popeye the Sailor Man. Yes, white Popeye. Why? I don't know. I truly don't fucking know. Even in the trailer, when they find the baby, because Popeye was adopted, the baby was white. All of a sudden, now we got Will Smith playing Popeye the Sailor Man. What's up with Hollywood just erasing white people?
When are we going to wake the fuck up and realize that there's an epidemic of them trying to erase white people completely? I said the same shit when they remade The Little Mermaid. Okay, I don't want to see a black Ariel. I don't want to see a black Popeye the Sailor Man. You know, wrap me up and call me politically incorrect, because there will only be a white Popeye the Sailor Man and a white Ariel in this household. How the fuck would black people feel if white people woke up one day and was like, you know what? Let's remake The Color Purple, but in white vision. Why does everything have to be?
Her voice get on my nerves though.
Okay. Well, first off, I don't want to fucking see Popeye whether he's white or black. I'm not watching the fucking movie regardless. I'm not interested in whatever the fuck Popeye's doing in the movie. I want to see that Planet of the Apes though, but that's another story. That Planet of the Apes probably cold.
Oh, okay. I ain't know if that. Go ahead.
But
let them cook.
I'll go.
Yeah.
What?
Because they call black people apes, and I was like, "Where are you going with this racial?"
Oh no, I wasn't finna.
It was racial when you went Planet of the Apes. I'm like,
yeah, I wasn't finna do that. But one thing I will say, like, I think that, like, I did see, the Ariel. You know what I mean? I did see that. But for whatever reason, I feel like the original dude that they was doing the Popeye after was a black guy.
No, Popeye was literally after a real guy that was.
Oh no! Matter of fact, I've seen that white guy. Yeah, matter of fact, no, you're right. I've seen him. Yeah, with the big ass arms and shit, big ass hands and shit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I don't want to see Popeye either way.
But even across the spectrum, what do you think about the overall thing of them changing these white characters to make black characters rather than just presenting black characters?
Well, I mean, they've always whitewashed all of our historical movies anyway. Like anything that was about African peoples was white peoples in real life.
Don't get Trey in this motherfucker. He's gonna talk about them putting the tethers in there too. But
they African washing.
Yeah, well, in Caribbean washing, like all the black heroes as well. Usually when they have a movie that is like, what was it, like the MLK or what's Fred Hampton movie? It all be played by the boys from across the pond. But
yeah, that'd be shocking me too.
But yeah, I don't really care nothing about it. I
you gonna watch Popeye?
I don't think that I don't know if I'm gonna watch it because I don't know if I care to watch the movie in general. When I was younger, maybe I would have watched it. And him being black or white, like, it just doesn't matter to me. Them making him black, I don't really care about, and like being outraged about him being black, it's just like whatever. The Little Mermaid thing, to me, I don't see why the color of the mermaid matters at all though. With like the Popeye thing, I get it because he was a white man, so it makes a little more sense of like why are they doing it? But do I care? No, still. But the Little Mermaid thing is just a cartoon in which I don't think it matters if she's black or white. In my opinion, like that one isn't like a real whitewashing. I think that when they made Little Mermaid, there was literally no black characters that existed outside of if there was like going to be a Sambo Coonish like caricature monkey or something like that, or bear. They used to be doing bears and shit too, make them kind of coony. But yeah, so like to me, it's just like if you're updating it and it's just like they're not trying to like make Little Mermaid go to Wakanda or some shit like that.
That's my
like
thing.
I don't really care.
It
It don't really
like,
matter.
It's like a disservice almost still. Like it's almost the same thing as like sticking black people in certain like the same way they did with the actors back in the day. You had actors who was just white, like put in a certain role. If you was a black actor, you had to play a certain role.
Let me ask you this. So for you, what's wrong with Little Mermaid being
it's not
like
so
Holly,
much,
whatever her name is?
It's not so much what's wrong. Okay, so basically what they're telling us is like they're still basically whitewashing stuff to some degree. So it's like, okay, y'all don't have no characters, you don't have enough going on, so we're going to give this white person who we had as a white person your character, or whatever. Compared to basically the writers have always had a hard time writing stuff for black people that isn't gangster or anything like that, and I think it's still kind of alluding to the same thing as far as like the characters. You can make up characters, but we still keep getting. Nah, we ain't gonna make you up no character. We gonna blackwash Popeye.
Well,
we gonna blackwash Ariel. We gonna black like they did this in a few different shows. It ain't even just about Popeye and the Little Mermaid.
But then what about, because like it's such a like, because they do the same thing with the black characters. But go ahead.
If I like something, I'm gonna watch. Like Popeye probably wasn't gonna watch. The Color Purple probably, like, I don't care about them, like, you know, whitewashing.
They need to whitewash Celie. Let me stop.
But like
that's the thing in the comments. So the comments is basically talking about what black characters would you want to see whitewashed.
All the ones that get abused.
Yeah,
all I think they should whitewash all the slave movies.
Yeah, whitewash all of them some bitches, bro. Them shits would be
whitewash
classics,
New
bro.
Jack City.
Yeah. No, that's Goodfellas. Goodfellas. But see, I don't like
need the meth heads out there.
Yeah, because like if I was gonna watch something, like I'd watch it whether it was a black like or a white character. Like putting Will Smith in Popeyes don't make me want to watch it. And when they went from dark skinned Viv to light skinned Viv, I kept on watching Fresh Prince. It was a little weird. It was like, huh. But we rocked with it. So I mean, like it's
that
not
a whitewash. She ain't white, bro.
Will Smith about need a neck for taking the fucking role as Popeye. Yeah. Who the fuck is going to watch this movie,
like,
bro?
Who cares about Popeye?
He'll probably say it still.
No, it's not, bro. It's not.
Mark this.
Got a couple of comments here real quick.
Okay.
The real Betty Boop was based off a black woman.
Okay.
And then Tara G said, why not write new stories with black characters instead of redoing ones already established? I do think that's an important thing, and that's part of why I was sharing this. Y'all don't think it's important, like about our depictions and characters and why we don't get any new characters?
Well, I think that most like there's a saying that there's only like 3 or 4 different stories, and you're pretty much just like changing names and characters. Even most of the Disney stories are based off of like what is the brothers? So I forget whatever the name of the niggas that all these stories are based off of stories that was written inside like the 1400s that all had like these evil endings to it, like from Little Red Robin Hood to the majority of all these are just old retold stories. And
you said that wrong, but that sounded like a dope movie, Little Red Robin Hood.
Oh yeah.
Little Red Robin Hood. So
yeah, but my thing is like if we're talking about it, I don't know. To me, it just doesn't matter. I just leave it.
Bro, they need to make the Static Shock movie, bro.
Oh my bad. That's what they do. But that was the point that I was making. There's not a lot of new stories really being written in general. They're just recycling the exact same stories. There's not like these new characters that are coming out. Like what are the new characters?
Yeah.
What are the new movies? They just keep remaking the same movies over and over.
And if you think about it, a lot of the stuff is already, if you look at like the people who are comic book fans, these stories that they coming out with these movies for, these are stories that's already been existing a long time ago.
You
like,
know what's happening in the
X-Men and shit. Like they just, you know what I mean?
They didn't create a new Batman. They just keep making Batman and changing the reset it
just
again.
Keep switching the Joker out, bro.
Yeah, same thing with like it's the same story.
But I mean that happens with a lot of movies. Even like you can be watching something, you can be like, I guarantee you either this or this is gonna happen, and you'll
sure.
watch, and you be like, okay, so they went with option B, and then so from option B we gonna either have this or this, and you can almost like watch a movie and predict what's gonna happen, and a lot of the times you end up being right. Every now and then you'll see a movie that come in with a curveball at the end or something.
I'm surprised they ain't make Popeye a black woman.
A black woman.
And make Betty Boop a black man.
Now that would be funny. Like that's a little more interesting.
I mean, I'm not watching it regardless.
That would be a little more interesting.
Responding to Tarji really quickly.
Responding to what?
Which he put up there.
I got it.
The second
I ain't got but one eye today.
It says it's like redoing Fresh Prince with an all white cast. Still calling it Fresh Prince. Why not make a new sitcom? Oh, this is true, but they did make a crackhead Carlton.
In the
new joint. Yeah, the new one they got crackhead Carlton. Well, they got dopehead Carlton, but that's another story for another day.
Oh yeah, I got crackhead Carlton.
Yeah, y'all ready to get into these questions?
Y'all want to go over comments real quick?
Okay.
All right.
We read
the issue is not about changing fictional characters to represent races other than those that oh, wait a minute. The issue is not about changing fictional characters to represent races other than those they were created to be. But Popeye was a real person who was not black. I want a white cast set it off.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, that might be Good Girls.
Maybe. I just want to know who they gonna cast for to be the big butch.
No, but that's not Good
the
Girls,
big
though.
butch Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Is that Rosie O'Donnell? I don't know.
Hey, that's the girl from Identity Theft.
Yeah.
What's the girl from Identity Theft name? She's actually hilarious, bro. I wouldn't know her name either.
Talk about I can't think of her name right now.
I wouldn't even know it if you said it, but yeah, she's actually really funny.
Tara G said it's like redoing Fresh Prince with an all white cast, still calling it Fresh Prince. Why not just make a new sitcom?
Yeah, right now.
The last movie to make the all-time funniest 100 comedies was in 2009. That is sad, but it is because everyone is so easily offended.
Bet you that was Hangover too.
Yeah, if you go back, I've been watching old movies like Big Time, and like stuff we watched when we was younger that I ain't understand, bro. It's no filter. It be shocking me some of the stuff that be said in the shows. Like, dang, we really have got sensitive.
Yeah, I think like 04 to like 2009 was a good little bubble of like some of those little like the high comedies.
Oh, she said it was Hangover. It was Hangover.
Pineapple Express was a good one.
That whole era, because like get them to the Greek.
What was that?
Step
Brothers.
Yeah,
Step Brothers. Oh, you said Pineapple Express. What's the other one? With McLovin,
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, McLovin. I forget the name.
Superbad.
Yeah, I was trying to find it. Even Napoleon Dynamite was in there.
Hold on, bro. What took me in Superbad? My man said, he said, take that vest off. You look like Aladdin.
Oh yeah, nah.
Why nigga took me with that? I said,
Yeah.
good.
That gotta be on the top 100 funniest movies too. That is
He killed her with that.
In the past, characters were white by default, even if they was based off of black folks.
Right. That's pretty much what I was
saying. Then, in all actuality, Set It Off was the same movie as Thelma and Louise. About the same to me. I never seen Thelma and Louise.
Me either.
I know it was some white women kind of
Robbing banks.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of them earlier. I couldn't, I was gonna call somebody Thelma and Louise. I couldn't remember.
Where we at now? Let me see.
Yeah. All right. We doing all three? Just asking that question now.
All three. I don't know. Who gonna set out? I'll set out if need be.
Well,
it don't matter. But we can do all three.
Let's just see how I run.
All
right. Bro, don't let Johnny win.
He out.
Oh, y'all got me there.
Get him out.
Fucking bun. This nigga's been practicing, bro. This nigga been practicing.
But just what do you got to do to practice rock paper scissors? That nigga be at the car dealership, rock paper scissors, and all the guests and shit. Like the niggas buying cars.
I'm like, you want $500 off? Rock paper scissors for it right now.
I'm gonna use this strategy.
I actually might do that.
They let you know he been raping folks. But what's the order?
We'll go first.
Okay.
We'll go Rail then Q.
Okay. No, let's do Q then me.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't mind getting left off.
Tell them you really dictate the order
in real life. I'm just playing. Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
But nah, I guess my question, the comment, the super chat, kind of spoke to my comment about it spoke to my question. My question is, have we lost the vision? And I was listening to a song sample. It's a TD Jake sample, and he talked about how vision is so important, and if you can impair somebody's vision.
Is that the one he was talking about when he was like, never mind, go ahead. Go ahead and make it.
Stop.
Keep going.
No Diddy, I gotta put that in there for TD Jakes. I've been swallowed up, but no, let me.
Jeez.
Have you ever been swallowed?
But he said if you stop the vision, you can, you stop their movement and you stop their progress. So if you don't see where you're going, you can't move forward. And I immediately thought of Black people in America and how if you look at the movies and stuff that they feed us, it's designed to distract. It's designed to keep us, like you say, low hanging fruit. It's designed for us to pick up, these low and never worry about, what's at the top, And so, have we lost the vision? And what does a vision of a successful Black America look like?
You go ahead.
So, can I ask you a question from that question?
Sure.
So, before I answer the question, I think it is important to know, like, as you would say, like it seems that they're, it's almost like they're creating the vision for us. It's from what you're saying, like they're kind of like, what was the vision first? That's my first question. What did you feel like our vision was previously, and how, like, what was that based on, and when was this time period?
And that's something I was thinking of, and that's why I had the second part. What does the successful? What should it be? I'd imagine if we go back to
60s,
50s, 60s, where you would see a lot of Black, even also another time in America that don't get talked about, Reconstruction, right after slavery, from like 1865 to 1877. We were building, we owned a lot of land.
Right.
We were in agriculture mostly because that's all we knew. We were in agriculture, politics. There was a lot of Black politicians. And so I think
the church was still big.
It's still big, but it wasn't necessarily the foundation of the Black church as much as it is.
I would say it was. If you look at even politically, all of the politics and everything ran through the church.
No, that's true. That's true. That's definitely true. But yeah, no,
the community ran through the churches and everything.
Right, you're right about that.
So
I think the church was less negative as far as, I think it was like in its truest state back then. So it's not like the church we see today. I think that's a totally different thing, maybe where I meant. But if I say what the vision was, those are the things that when Black people were successful, some of the stuff that we saw that we were doing. So land ownership, business ownership, getting more into agriculture, diversifying the fields that we are in. Black farmers, I'm starting to see a lot of those pop back up. That's a new kind of niche. So I think stuff like that should be the vision.
I think that, and I was actually talking with Tone earlier this week, trying to come up with something for another shirt design. Hey, yo, I got hold on. Matter of fact, I can take this off. Got the caps now. I'm telling you, we about to have the merch on tap in just a bit. Give me a second. But yeah, I would say, give us a second. My bad. What I think of first is going to be accountability, to get us back to whatever it is, wherever we want to say back to, that was much more beneficial and more productive and progressive for us. I'm going to say first off, whatever, even though, and this is something that I was thinking about too, is like people talk about, how we got away from the church. I don't believe most people got away from the church because of the contradictions and the people use that. Really, it was that they didn't want to be accountable. It's just like you would hear people say, church folk are so judgmental, but I mean, you probably were doing some shit that you didn't want to be accountable for, and you hate when they brought it up to you, so you would get defensive, and which would make you go ahead, instead of hold yourself accountable and try to grow, as we talk these days. You'd rather just run away and demonize the religion and say it's all this, and thinking you just didn't want to be accountable in reality. I think that there was a lot of that going on, and we when I say it's accountability.
My bad.
People leaving the church because they weren't accountable.
I think accountability is going to be the main way we can get anywhere close to whatever this vision or wherever this time period where we were better. And then I think that, like, we can't be so easy to lose focus. Like if we can say that there's someone that's pulling these strings and creating these glazes over our eyes that kind of deter us or make us detour from what the mission should be, it's like, okay, well then why the fuck do we keep taking the bait will be the question. So I don't understand like why we would consistently, if this is the truth, that's like I hear a lot of this victimhood in that FBA conversation, and it's like, okay, why the fuck do you keep following? Are we just dumb? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that we're dumb because we just consistently fall for the same shit over and over? Because if it's them, then if it's somebody that's tricking us, then that means that we keep falling for it, right? Which means that we got to be slow or something. Yeah. So I mean, I think that stop fucking blaming outside.
Right.
You know what I mean?
With that 100%.
That's the really. I mean, at the end of the day, like, stop making excuses for every goddamn thing. Be more intentional. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, that's the first step. Let's not worry, but let's just do that. You know what I mean? Let's pay attention to, like, be intentional about what you're saying and listening to in front of your children. Let's be intentional and be accountable. And I think that's, I guess, whatever time period we can say that we were at the pinnacle of what we would say that the most productive Black society was. Those two things, I believe, are going to be the way to get there.
Okay.
Or two ways. My bad.
I know I missed the part of the conversation. So y'all was giving solutions, or
he asked me a question about what the vision. I asked, have we lost the vision? He asked, what was the vision originally?
Yeah, what was the time period where we had the vision where we actually were this idea of a Black society?
And what you think? Like,
I went back to like Reconstruction. I talked about the civil rights, the 50s, 60s, maybe, but like Reconstruction was probably the best example of
you want to know something I just realized? It's probably always after our most drastic periods of trauma where we have vision. Like, meaning like Reconstruction was after a drastic period of trauma with slavery.
Mm-hmm.
I would say there might have been a vision probably right after Jim Crow, or within Jim Crow. There was a vision of what we wanted to be.
I mean, I think that's important because I mean, I think the trauma. You've heard of trauma bonds, like there is something in going through something as a collective that where I like after Reconstruction, I understand why we were way more.
Niggas make the argument that that's where the vision was lost at, like the civil rights movement.
I see what you mean by there, but I'm saying like when there was a struggle, I think that anytime there's a struggle, everything comes out of struggle pretty much.
Actually, yeah, probably.
Yeah. I know. I understand what you're saying though. Reconstruction is like that part of what you're saying. I think typically people point to the pre-civil rights as that part with Black, and then you get the argument of government assistance and fucking integration as being what's led us to where we're at right here. So I don't know. Like I don't know, because I don't think that we had like a unified vision during civil rights. Like niggas used to call each other coons all the time too.
Well, it was Malcolm and Martin too.
Yeah,
them niggas did have smoke for each other too. That's right. You listen to Muhammad Ali, bro. He had smoke from us too.
Yeah,
they had some smoke.
Like your but the reason I say the vision is because like if you look at somebody like Malcolm X, even when Malcolm X was a gangster, they dressed in suits. Like, you get what I'm saying? There was a
well, you were doing cocaine and fucking on white bitches.
Hey, that's there too.
And he got the shirt on.
What I'm saying is there basically was
with the shirt.
This is not Malcolm Little.
What they call him, Detroit Red.
Yeah, this is not Detroit Red on my shirt.
Oh yeah, no, that's not Detroit Red. But I think there was. Dang, I kind of lost my train of thought right there.
Oh my bad.
I know you were talking about vision. But yeah, I guess have we lost the vision? I guess we've lost it. I just struggle to find like that unified time in which that would be specifically talking about. I guess unless we say Reconstruction. I guess that's like.
Well, let me ask you. I think it might be like going to a bit of an extreme when we say like, or when he say like a being like-minded in vision. I think that like there was a time, even when we were growing up, there was a more sense of community. Like we were growing up, like you you were speaking to people's parents and stuff as you went down through the neighborhood. Like there was a sense of community even in impoverished neighborhoods. There was a sense of community. Like in the neighborhood that I grew up in off of Bradford, like even though it was one way in, one way out, like, and you know what I mean, we were all poor, pretty much all single mother neighborhood. There was still a sense of community. Everybody's mothers knew each other. The kids, the parents knew the kids, and you know what I mean. So not to say that like we were like politically, willing our political power on the same. We didn't have the same agenda, but just more of a community in itself. Like the care for one another in the Black community would be a time. There was a time period where I could say, at least me growing up, I could say that like that was a time period where it seemed that we cared about each other.
Yeah,
would you
I
disagree?
agree with that. I would actually even say,
Yeah,
you came back around with what I was about to say too. There was a certain thing that was like you didn't do certain things as a Black person. Like there was a time period where we had that. Now it's not so much like Black people don't.
We
I don't
making
think
shit
it's a
up.
lot of stuff.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, you can say.
Well, I mean, like crime stuff, like everything about the culture of the '90s does not agree with what y'all are saying. Like there's like we had kid eyes and like we were kids at that moment, but like pretending like crime and like degrading community didn't exist in the '90s. I agree, and like if we push it further back that this was a thing, I don't think that we grew up in that generation. Like we was in the hood after the crack epidemic.
Yeah, I wasn't even referring to the '90s. I was just talking about at a certain point whenever we had what would be so-called vision, there were certain things that across the Black community.
Niggas was doing nigga shit in the '90s and early 2000s. I ain't gonna like this.
But I'll say
it probably was just like having kid eyes. But I mean, yeah, it probably was just having kid eyes.
But I think like when we go back to like the Reconstruction, I think what was there was it might not have been like a one way like vision, but I think there was a goal for like a better. But
they did very intentional things. They got into politics.
Right.
They got into ownership and like building their own like banks and different shit like that.
Well, yeah,
we don't have that now. So I can agree that if that's what you're talking about, I think it is law.
Land ownership we gave away like during the Great Migration. It was like 12 million acres of land. You know, after Reconstruction, just like some of it was taken, some of the people were forced, but it's land that we had that could be used for agriculture, sustaining communities, which and I asked him what do you think the successful vision is, and like you mentioned a lot of the things I said.
I always had the same answer.
So I think we might have wrapped that one up. I don't know if anybody else want to.
Did we get to what the successful vision was?
I think he just spoke. I spoke on it earlier.
I didn't speak on what it was, but I say the same thing every time. I think financial literacy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, being better capitalists inside America.
I still don't think that's going to be the thing.
Well, let me ask you this: are we? Would you say Black America is successful today? Do you think, or you still think there's
successful at what?
The whole group?
Yeah,
no, because like I think that as a group, our socioeconomic level doesn't denote that.
Hold on. So I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. So you're making our success
Black people get blamed for low socioeconomic things. We just end up being in poverty a lot. I don't think that a lot of the negatives in which we attribute to Black people are just things that low socioeconomic people do in general.
I don't necessarily believe. Well, I don't want to just go too long on it, but I think that like to think that if we have more money, then that would be like that people are going to stop. That like the crime rate, we're going to stop killing each other, or
crime happens because of lack of resources.
Yeah, but I don't believe that if people have resources, that they're just going to stop doing crime. I don't believe that. At the end of the day,
but I don't think that
the majority, because at the end of the day, we also look at like just because. And majority of people, because of the fact that just because you have money don't mean you know how to keep money.
That's why I say financial.
Right. So I just want to make sure that
I'm not saying make a bunch of money and have
financial. You're not saying reparations is the end all be all. Is what you're saying.
To me, changing because socioeconomic like status in general means that like you're getting a better education. You're getting like you have funding for all these
better
different
healthcare.
Things. So I'm not talking about like one person getting rich. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Of course not.
I'm talking about as a community, if we build, like if we ride, the further we get away from poverty, the more success that we're going to have.
So I ask you this: you think that if we had more money, our level of morality would increase as well?
I think our level of education would.
So I said morality.
I don't think that matters.
I don't think that
you don't think morality matters. When
I don't think that we are like a
low.
I don't think we're a low moral people.
Do you think the most successful people in America,
like black people ain't no worse?
And that's what I'm trying to say. I don't believe that you having money is going to equivalent to you being moral. Which I don't believe that your success is going to be about how big the number is either.
But I don't think the success is
like I'm not putting the word moral in there. Like I don't think morality has anything to do with that. Like black people don't have a morality issue. I think that black people aren't like morally better or worse than any other group. I think that we have a good group of people that are uneducated and in poverty, in which like you then will make ignorant choices.
So I got another question to ask you that. So like you believe that people have the same what is the I almost want to use the word aptitude or the same ability to interpret and understand ideas in order to make these put these ideas into practice. You think that if you increase the education, let's say, because there are always going to be people that aren't just don't dissect and understand and interpret and the information the same way. So there's levels too.
Right, but that's not a black issue. That's like everybody.
Right, but we're just talking about black people, and then like I'm just talking about even when we go and like compare our morality to other people, like that doesn't mean that we're moral either.
Right,
if we're just talking about
but
black
that's what I'm saying. Like, so if I don't want this. Like, my main thing is that I think black people get blamed for like poverty issues, low socioeconomic things. So if it's something that's specific to black people, then I can address it as a thing for black people. But again, if we're saying like pointing out low morality in blacks, I'm gonna talk to what the cause of that thing is, because I don't think it's black people are low in morality. So I'm starting with the idea. I don't think black people are low in morality, and this is why I don't think so.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, I mean I'm not saying that. Honestly, I think that we're definitely low in accountability. I think that we want to be victims. Like we just the victim story. Like we want to continue to be. I don't know what the fuck we would do if it ever was a time where we snapped out of it. What the fuck would we be talking about? Like what would be if we were to not be victims at some point? Like that shit would be crazy.
And I think that comes with better education.
I think and I think we wouldn't be victims if we actually realize what we do. Like I don't think black people realize the influence we actually have across the world. Point blank, because I think a lot of the other people emulate what we do.
Actually, where you at right now?
I mean, that's facts.
On Unpack, we actually had a call in. I think his name Kamu. Hope maybe he's watching right now. We sat and had maybe a 20-minute conversation with him. He called in from South Africa, and he was speaking to how black people are the ones in which influence all the other blacks across the world.
Not even just blacks.
And
go ahead.
But yeah, so he was speaking to how, like, in essence, seeing black people in America fall for like he was talking about, like, in essence, how black people don't have like control of a bunch of things. He was pretty much having like FBA critique, and how like they're looking for black people, pretty much the power structure, white people, to give them their freedom. And as global black people, seeing Americans kind of like pretty much, or like this group of Americans, in essence, look like they're begging for a power structure to give them what they feel they deserve, is a bad reflection to the group and
the
as a whole, the diaspora. And his thing was that in essence, we should all work together and try to build up, and not have to like pretty much kowtow to what white people will allow or do, whatever.
I love that. I would have never thought about the fact that like it looks like to the diaspora, it looks like we're begging, and it makes us look bad.
If we're seen as the most influential,
right? If we're seen, if we have the control, that was dope calling. Yeah, that was a dope conversation. I never would have thought about it in that scope of things. Yeah, that was dope. What Trey say?
Oh, they went back and forth. How about that? Let's go to the last 20 minutes of the episode.
I know Trey got there. Was not trying to hear that shit
for a little bit, and then
I know Trey wasn't trying to hear that shit.
A couple of comments real quick. Church in the Family Unit was at its height then, talking about Reformation. Church in the Family Unit was at its height then.
Okay. Yeah.
Reconstruction, yeah. We stopped going to church when pastors started using the house of God as a hustle.
You got
I think it's more about accountability.
Yeah, for real.
I don't
like,
think that it's
because
I disagree completely with that point.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think when was it not a hustle? Like, when can you point to? They always made money.
Okay,
so but it became.
But I guess to stay where y'all was at, the accountability thing, because to me, I felt like y'all didn't like finish the entire sentence off. When y'all said that black people be like, church folk be the most judgmental. I think that usually it ends up like the next part of the sentence, but they be doing the most also. And then it's like the whole hypocritical thing.
Okay.
And I
think
think
it comes down to accountability, because it'd be like, what is this person doing the most got to do with what you're supposed to be doing?
Well, there's a lack of accountability.
But I think that like everybody's still doing the same. Like they're not doing the things, is what I'm saying. Like they're judgmental,
or
but
doing something that is to the same detriment, or you can look at it as equal detriment.
Yeah,
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's one of them things. I don't follow them people, so it's like I'm
Yeah,
not.
I mean, that's just a people thing in general, though.
Yeah,
like that's just a people thing. So you can blame the church, but I mean, it's a people thing. Like,
no, it's true.
Whatever. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. When the government gave European immigrants resources, their crime levels decreased. Look up who the criminal class was before us.
I agree with that.
All the mobsters and stuff.
Oh yeah, you know, I've been doing a lot of research on the. Well, not research, but listening to a lot of it. Man, I think, it's crazy how the difference between organized crime and the crime we know.
Our shit ain't organized.
Nowhere close.
We just be cosplaying. We cosplay mob shit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not even close to. It's not even cosplaying, bro. It's like just like if you look at the
like
structure,
a Halloween action? I mean, like outfit.
Yeah,
it's like the dollar store.
It's a Halloween costume from Temu. That's what it is.
Yeah, but it's the dollar store Spider-Man thing.
Yeah,
it ain't like it just kind of look a little.
Yeah.
You just know that they try.
Oh, that's y'all niggas doing shit. Hey, niggas are just. Oh, y'all doing shit too.
We putting the white trash bag and poking out the eyes. That's what we doing.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I should go.
Oh, that's right.
And I'll harken back to the Diddy thing. And I think, bro, you hit a little bit on this character commentary earlier as well. But when you was talking about like the military and not military, like people finding their way to be around those same people or something like that.
No matter where you go.
But the Diddy situation scenario, it kind of had me thinking, in which in his apology he spoke about he's been in therapy, he spoke he sought out the most whatever professionals and all these things, right? In which to me it sounds like he was kind of just using like the buzzwords of like
the current coach, yes, for sure.
And like I don't know. The more I started thinking about it, I started thinking like, damn, how many people that I know that had bad character actually changed their bad character, and didn't get better at masking it or being able to have like more tools to kind of like justify it. And then it's just going down to the line of like, can therapy actually save a person with bad character? I don't know. I haven't like hopefully this conversation we can kind of like flesh through it, chat, talk to us. But to me, when I look at the Diddy thing from the 90s up to now, whether you want to talk about like the whole thing with the locks to Cassie, it's been like this consistency of bad character, like at every single turn.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen him like suddenly I've seen him cosplay as like Brother Love and Vote or Die and like say how he just loves his woman and like, you know, like
we know that's a lie.
Right. But I mean, I think
talk about loves his woman.
Right. But he has been one of those people that was like trying to elevate the woman he was with, but we understand now what was happening behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, to me, I don't know if somebody that has that deeply ingrained character can change. I know I wouldn't be I wouldn't trust it.
But
My
I don't think therapy is for bad people. It's for ill people. And like you go to therapy to help. Like you can't therapy out being an asshole. Like you go for like depression. Like there's specific things that therapy can help you with and work through. Morality is not one of them. Being an asshole is not one of them. That's just who you are. Like you'd have to go back. You know how much therapy you'd have to do. Like that's like who you was raised to be. And like that goes down to like it probably goes to his childhood. Things happened in his childhood that made him feel he could get away. Then in college he did it. That's a lifetime of learning how to do that. Therapy doesn't change that. Therapy is when your mind isn't well. If your soul is bad, therapy. I don't think there's no therapy that can change that. Like, and so him even saying that, he's trying to make it seem like he was sick when he was doing it. I'm this sick person. Nah, you're a bad person. There's been these complaints. So to me, I don't even see why he would go to therapy. Well, I know why, but
this motherfucker ain't go.
It's a waste of time.
Even if he did,
he was just saying time will tell, and he was innocent.
Bro, this nigga crazy. Well, my brother has a good saying or whatever. He always say like he doesn't believe people change. He said caterpillars change into butterflies. A change means that there's no reverting back to said thing that you were before. So he says that people, you know what I mean? You can't really change if you can go back, because that's not a change. That's just a momentary thing. Okay. So which I think that was, you know what I mean? It makes all the sense, you know what I mean? So what I'd say as far as the therapy thing, having gone through therapy, I'd say that like I don't think that people become hopeless. I don't think that like there's a person unless if you just don't want it. You know what I mean? So like you can go to therapy just to say you went to therapy. You know what I mean? But if you're not actually gonna give yourself to the therapy sessions, then there's no help for you. I don't believe that there's a soul that can't be saved. I definitely think that like let's like the idea of like a lot of the times if you hear about people who immigrate here and they're like from Africa, and let's say that like the kid is acting the way, and they'll be like, okay, well, we're gonna ship you back over there so that you can get this up. You know what I mean? You're missing some of these character traits, some of these things that we need to get instilled in you before you become, you know what I mean, before we let you back out here, because the way you're going to go left, and this is not the direction we need you to go. So we need to go back to the motherland. You know what I mean? Back to where we know the culture has a sense of, you know what I mean, a foundation. We're going to send you back over there and let you a couple years over there, and then we'll bring you back. And see, that's just like what happened to Nipsey. Nipsey's father sent him back over there to get him right. You know what I mean? Same thing. It's another, his name just jumped out of my head. Another rapper. I think he's Eritrean as well. Ethiopian, Eritrean, one of those. But it sent him over, and you know what I mean? So I don't believe that you can just, the thing is that if you've allowed this idea of this power to engulf you, to like, you know what I mean? You love it. You see what I'm saying? It's a different, like, Diddy's probably too far gone. Like, if you've had that many decades of you being this guy, or this many years period of you being this guy, and you doubling down, and your character just continuing to just get worse and worse, and like he's probably rotted from the inside. But I do think that we think of therapy as like a end all be all savior to all of this, but it's really not that. It's in my experience, it's not that.
But what I'll say, like when you talking about chain, how they take and send you back, send you back overseas to get that stuff. That's not therapy. That's like you're picking up your whole lifestyle and changing it. And usually when people do go through big changes like that, you do see a change in a person. I think with a person like Diddy, if he keeps all the money, he stays on top, keeps all the power, you'll never see a change. The only time you'll see a change is if you take that from him. You put him in jail. And then that's not even a true change. It's you took the power away from him. And so he can't be that person. But if he got the power back, he'd probably go back and be the same person. So I think a person like that, you're not going to be able to do nothing with.
I would actually say like how you just said like getting sent to Africa isn't real therapy. I would actually say like that probably is the only, like something like that is probably the only real therapy. Like when you're put in a different situation, you got to struggle some type of way.
Well, yeah,
and that leads to change. I think struggle leads to change.
Putting them changing would be a form of therapy, but it's not like what we think of when we hear therapy.
Yeah, and again, I don't have like a made up opinion on this. Like I'm kind of fleshing it out as we're going through it because there are some through lines that kind of like intersect with a lot of other things that I think. And one thing I put was there's a difference between uneducated ignorance and like just being a bad person.
Willful
ignorance. Where I do think that there are some people that make bad decisions off of being ignorant of it. And then I think that there's some people that make bad decisions intentionally because that's what they want to do. Which then leads me down to this idea of, are there just some people who are bad apples? And maybe this is just like innately who these people are, because that's what I would have to be saying if therapy can't save.
Well, I mean, you're a psychology major, so I mean, I think that's been kind of proven that there are some people who brains don't, you know what I mean? These different parts of the brain light up for different reasons and don't light up for different reasons that are something, you know what I mean? That's more either genetic or just, you know what I mean? I wonder, like these.
Yeah, but it's still no like literal concrete, like so much psychology is theories,
theory based, yeah.
And a lot of it be based off of cokehead. Oh no, it wasn't on coke. It was on that other thing,
morphine.
Yeah, morphine. And it's like high
shrooms and shit
theology. But there is, when you go into neuroscience, yes, where people that have deficits inside specific things are, and that's why like you could take medicine to kind of like correct those. But if we're just talking about like the human in itself, like if we're not talking about somebody that has like an actual neurological issue, unless, well, that's a whole nother conversation. Because
whether it's narcissist or not, or something like that. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, not well. I was having a conversation with my sister a few weeks ago, in which at first I was on the side that all people have a bit of autism and operate somewhere on the spectrum.
You don't believe that anymore?
But she had a well, her point of view was that no, there are some normal people, and probably a lot of like it's probably more normal people than not. And like you could look at these people from like the career fields that they choose, from like it was a bunch of different little things. I probably have to have like the full conversation with her again to be able to like completely go down the line. But we ended up on a funny like whatever. But nonetheless, I think that when we're speaking about this, what it does like hint at is that are there like some people that are innately evil or bad? And I don't know if I'm like specifically ready to make that statement either. And that's why, like I said, I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I'm still unpacking it to an extent.
Yeah, because even when you look at like the serial killers and all of this stuff, you also look back at like their upbringing. It's not like something that was just they were just born this way. Most of those serial killers, you look at their upbringing. Their parents were abusive, and you know what I mean. It's a lot of, because I look at a lot of like.
But see, my thing with that is like if somebody's sick. Like if you're saying there's trauma there, and because usually it happens even with like abusers. You know, usually a lot of people who do this abusing were people that were abused,
right?
And so if you're a sick person, like I get it, you're sick, but does that mean you can't be a bad person? Also, like a serial killer, if it's something in your head that you can't control, like if and that's why I say there has to be bad people, because you could put that sick title on anybody. And like, because anybody could be sick, but there's some people are sick and don't do what this person did when he was sick. So I believe there's some good people. I think there are bad people out there in the world.
Yeah, I think that like it could have been possible that Diddy did start out as a regular guy, but like I said, I believe that everything he's doing is a learned behavior. Like, do you think that these big wig white guys is getting, they doing this, whatever this whole booty hole stuff that they doing with each other? Do you think that's something that he started with them, or is it the reason why he has the camera for the proof is that this is something that was going on. You know what I mean? This was going on. This is learned behavior. I believe that at one point, like this was something
he learned.
No, I learned. I think he. No, what I'm saying is like in my mind, it's like the breaking the buck thing. Somebody was saying that he told him he was like, ain't nothing like having a man do something that for money. So like the breaking the buck idea coming back from the slavery days. So like it's the same idea with the baby shit when they were saying baby was fucking the little his artist and stuff.
Yeah,
it was the same idea. It's the breaking the buck thing and
baby, like Lil Wayne baby.
Yeah,
was fucking the men.
Yeah, the artist. There was a dude that said that he dropped them off. It was a dude that said he dropped them off. Like this is not just a Diddy thing, bro. Like this is just not a Diddy thing. This is an industry thing that these guys are doing these things. Like this is learned behavior. This is not something that just started.
The industry is making them gay, or they're learning to
No.
gay?
What I'm saying is that they don't even consider themselves gay. They don't consider Diddy would not consider himself gay.
Guess, like,
This is all action based off of.
I'm making it like by saying gay. I'm just talking about the actual action. I think that's what I'm saying. Not like
I think that these
believe it.
I
think that
I think that these old white dudes that's been running the industry and they've been doing all of this booty hole stuff.
Making all these black men gay,
bro. It ain't just black men. It ain't just black men.
I think it's about gay.
But we talking about black men right now.
I'm just saying, bro. In general, bro, they over there. Bro, they've been fondling booty holes for quite some time before Diddy, bro.
And they made
I guarantee it.
Booty holes. Did they make him sit and watch his wife get fucked too?
Well, see now then you talking about more specifics than Diddy. I'm not giving them I'm not trying to give them no pass either. I'm just saying that like that's why I keep saying you got keep going up the ladder too because there's some guys that's like okay. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What was the reason that that white dude grabbed Terry Crews Johnson under the table? This was not the first Johnson you've grabbed. You're not going to just pick Terry Crews Johnson as the first Johnson to grab. You done grabbed many Johnsons before this. Yeah, you just been doing.
It's probably a power.
But that's what I'm saying. That power dynamic didn't just start. This is something they've been doing for a long time before now.
Yeah, but hold on. I think power dynamic isn't stricken just to white people either.
And I think
I'm not saying just white people.
No. But like you keep putting it to like it's a learned behavior from them white men.
What I'm saying is it's a learned behavior from the higher. It's something that in order to get to certain places, people do these things for these guys that are up here. And that is nothing that is new.
But I think we're talking about bad people.
Oh yeah, we kind of did go on.
Some of those people like I've been itching to get
white folk making these.
I'm just saying. Red.
Go ahead.
We're talking up top. Like yes, with power poisons. You know, if you get power. It can make you do bad things, especially if you're already like a person where the morality is a little questionable.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking about being like a bad person, I'm talking about like the serial, like the dudes who don't have any like empathy in them, like serial, like sociopaths. Yeah, that's like sociopaths where like you literally don't give a fuck. And usually those people aren't like. Sometimes they're big up, but they're regular people. It might be like a manager at Verizon or something.
That's what I was about to hit on. Is that power dynamic is not like specifically for just like the ultra wealthy and them like exercising these things. I think that, and this is where again I think then it starts going into like, is this like innate to man? Where I don't know many people in places in which when a person has an over exorbitant amount of power that they don't yield it a lot of times or more times than not unjustly. It's just like you see it happen every time, everywhere with about everyone.
Yeah, I think it's balanced with the morality too. Like I've been a person like, and I understand exactly what you're saying. Like it's not just elite people because you can look at that's why HR was made. You know what I mean? People in regular workplaces have been trying to take. Women have been but women have been I can't even think of get my words together. Being taken advantage of in the workplace for many, many years. You know what I mean? That's not outside the norm. We've heard that pretty much our entire adulthood. We've heard of those stories. So it's definitely not something that's just happening at the top. I think that, but there are people, and this is the thing. Like there are people that do handle power with respect for people. You know what I mean? There are people. They're just like we can use this. We've all probably had a good manager. Though we've had more shitty managers than good managers, we've all had a good manager. And this is a person that doesn't wield the power in the way in which you can see these power hungry, obsessed with the feeling of that power. You can see that these people, these are just people who have a tainted, they've been tainted with power. Their views have been tainted because of that power. And I think that's just what that is. You know what I mean? It's something that,
I mean, power
it is very human. You know what I mean? It is very human.
If you, for you.
What'd she say?
She said, "Don't speak for us women. I always, since day one, never taken advantage of and made more than all my colleagues because I negotiate and I'm good at it."
Oh yeah, no, shout the top. Hey, I ain't saying all women are victim. I don't believe anybody's a victim, but I can say that like this is not something that Diddy ain't the first person we didn't heard fondled. You know what I mean? That then got fondled in a way because of the power that he has in a workplace.
No, yeah, I mean, like you said before, you said HR is for that reason.
Right.
HR is designed it's checks and balances, and a lot of time people get put in position of power without proper checks and balances.
For sure.
And then I do wonder because it's like, and I'm starting
Did
to think,
HR save men from gay managers?
Say it again.
Hey, chill.
Hey, Johnny, tell him that right hook save.
No,
what you say?
Hey. But
you said, buddy, like, called him gay, didn't he?
Who?
Ain't that what it was? The story?
What?
When you had all right, never mind. We ain't got to go there.
When
you was in school, when you had the check buddy. That's why I came with the right hook. You remember that? All right, don't worry about it.
Nah. What he said to you when you was walking to that bathroom?
To that bathroom, he's finna.
Man, y'all boys crazy, man.
He's finna get you right.
Man.
Man, Tar said her comments ain't got nothing to do with the Diddy situation. She don't know nothing about that.
but I was saying like with HR, it's like checks and balances, and like when you get put in that position, it's really gonna like test your character, with how you respond. And I think it's like we talking about good and bad people. I think like I'm starting to think it's more like the bell curve where you have some outliers of some really bad people. You have some outliers of some really good people, but the most of us are somewhere in that middle where we're able to sit, and sometimes power messes us up. Sometimes we can handle it, but we're we're easily influenced by things like power, things like money, capitalism. So whether it's good or bad, it's who we are.
And ain't no therapy for being overly powerful.
And therapy doesn't fix people in power.
It's not a fix-all thing.
But I think I'll alley-oop it to Rail and see what he got.
Oh no, I think we
had a good.
We were good. I have. This was a great conversation. It was a great conversation.
We got one more from Tara, and then we can kind of land. Are we landing planes? You said that you don't like doing one of these things no more because somebody at your job did something to you.
Bro, you gotta stop, man. You gonna get sued, bro. You gonna get sued for defamation, bro. You better stop playing.
Now you said you don't put pins in it or something.
You gonna get sued.
Why you don't put pins in it no more? What you say,
bro? I don't remember, bro. Like
you said it on the podcast.
I don't remember.
Don't be mad because I got good memory.
I've said a lot of things on this podcast. Some have been good, some have been bad, some have been right, some have been wrong. But shit, we gonna
let's get Tara in real quick.
Oh yeah.
She said, I was also a hiring manager at a big sales company and hired thousands of people. There is a big difference in applicants and which ones negotiated pay and benefits. Many men did, 0 women did.
Oh yeah, I had a story real quick just to tell. Like, I think most people don't negotiate their pay. When I was in school, when I was going to University of Phoenix, one of the times I went to school, I was going to University of Phoenix, and I had a professor. He asked us a question like, "How many of y'all have applied for jobs and like tried to negotiate? You know what I mean? Or how many of y'all pretty much accepted what they offered, or how many of y'all have went back and forth and tried to negotiate your pay?" There was not one person in that room. It's probably about 30 of us. Not one person in that room had ever negotiated pay before. And
it's kind of a new concept, actually.
Yeah, like it's not something that everybody has the confidence and courage to do. You know what I mean? We just don't. A lot of people just don't have that. And up to that point, I hadn't done it either.
And I think, to me, if I'm like going to try and answer it, or you know what I mean, build to that as much as possible, I would say that I think that a lot of it is because of the average person is trying to get a job out of scarcity.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're approaching the job, it's a scarcity mindset. You either got fired or you just trying to get a job.
Right.
I think that people that have a job, like a good job, and you're moving up, those are the ones that specifically will negotiate.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Very much so.
That makes perfect sense.
Very much so. So
he was just saying I was broke when I was doing my I get it.
Take it up.
Listen, I'm
just playing. I'm just playing.
I wasn't the nigga that was negotiating either. I had scarcity mindset a lot of times
for a long time. But we appreciate. Hold on, we got two more.
Tar said that was in 2001. The job I was working, I negotiated 2 times what was offered in bonuses and commission. I made more than a general manager.
Stop bragging, Terry. No, let me stop.
What? I'm
trying to drop a nut.
Flex real quick.
I was trying to figure out, damn, I gonna get her to talk to my interview for me or something. I could have you.
Unc said evil people are born that way, just the way that people are born gay. If you believe in one, why not believe in the other?
Great point.
I'm not mad at that.
Great point.
So we're not doing another question.
No, we're gonna wrap him up.
We'll wrap it up there. We appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Yes.
Before we get out of here, we want to tell y'all, please hit the like button, subscribe, get all the notifications, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Threads. It's at the To Be Fair Show. Merch coming. We got the hats here. We got shirts coming too. So Ed, Ansabora, we got you too. We got a shirt for you coming too. We're trying to get it all squared away though. We got them coming.
Johnny also was launching under his paywall on OnlyFans his line of sex toys. He has like the rabbits. He has like the vibrators. Like he has it under Johnny
BBCs. He got the BBC joints.
Yeah.
It's Johnny P.
Yeah. They call him King Newton. Is that what they say?
No.
Oh my.
Hey, what's the joints you had with the joint with the ball that they put them in? You had what's that called? You had?
All right. Look. It's your host Johnny P.
Oh yeah, real.
It's cute.
Yeah, we out.